on Breanna.
And then steps back with the 3 over Breanna Stewart.
Yeah, she's...
This is probably the most viral moment of the 2025 WNBA season. What went down between Caitlin Clark and Breanna Stewart isn't your typical basketball drama. This is the kind of moment that makes you put down your coffee, lean forward, and say, did that really just happen?
A step back from deep!
Caitlin Clark returns from injury like she's been shot out of a cannon, drops 32 points on the defending champions, and has the audacity, the absolute audacity, to laugh at one of the league's most decorated players after draining a logo 3 right in her face. But here's the plot twist that nobody saw coming: Breanna Stewart's reaction.
Caitlin Clark is the greatest WNBA player of all time, and it's not close. Not 1, not 2, 3 threes in a row, back to back to back. Steph Curry never even did this, and she's handling shit from the logo.
Clark had been out for 5 games with a quad injury, and WNBA ratings had plummeted faster than a lead balloon. We're talking a 55% drop in viewership. The league was practically gasping for air without their golden goose. Then she comes back against the undefeated New York Liberty, the defending champions, in what was supposed to be her welcome back to reality check. Instead, Clark said, "Hold my water bottle and watch this."
Oh, CCB shooting like that, bro. It's actually so impressive. Oh my gosh! She came back on crack! This is her first game back from injury. She pulled up like that! Look at where she shot from!
The other end. 2 players with
She shot from Afghanistan!
She pulled up from the logo. And we're not talking about a casual step-back 3. We're talking about a shot so deep, NASA probably picked it up on satellite. She launches this thing over Breanna Stewart, who's arguably one of the best defenders in the game, a 2-time MVP, a champion. The ball goes in, swish, pure, and what does Clark do? She turns to Stewart and starts laughing. Not a polite chuckle, not a my bad grin. Full-blown, I can't believe I just did that to you laughter.
Sidestep, hits the 3, and Stewie's just in awe of the whole thing. Like, genuinely, Breanna Stewart, and by the way, she then goes and hits this afterwards. Like, that's nuts. That is absolutely nuts.
Now, in any other universe, this would be the moment where tensions explode, where veteran players start talking about respect and knowing your place, where social media goes nuclear and ESPN has content for the next 3 weeks. But Stewart just laughed right back.
You know, this is what it's all about, y'all. See that? You see the moment? That tells you that players can actually compete against each other, but still respect each other and have a little fun with each other every once in a while. You feel me? I know y'all just love for these athletes to be hating each other all the time. I competed with my best friends. I competed with my cousins, and we try to take each other's heads off. But we leave that shit on the floor. But we also got a good level of respect. And I'm here to tell you fans that love the drama, it's okay that they have this moment. That doesn't mean one of the players are soft or they not going as hard because they joking around and they friends and shit.
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. Here's what made this moment so special. It wasn't about disrespect. It was about 2 elite competitors recognizing greatness in each other. Stewart could have taken it personally. She could have gotten in Clark's face. She could have made it about the old guard versus the new blood. Instead, she did something that showed why she's not just a great player, but a true champion. She laughed. She appreciated the moment. She recognized that what Clark just did was so ridiculous, so outrageous that the only appropriate response was to tip your cap and move on.
Big shot, but opponents laughing with each other, mid-game, unserious as H. Hey man, sometimes some things are so unreal and you know that you just got schooled on. Sometimes all you can do is laugh, man.
It was basketball poetry in motion, folks. This wasn't jealousy. This wasn't resentment. This was a veteran player watching a generational talent do generational things and having the class to appreciate it in real time. 2 elite athletes at the absolute peak of their powers, and one of them just got schooled so hard that all she could do was appreciate the artistry. Stewart later said in interviews that moments like these are what make the game beautiful, when someone does something so outrageous that you have to respect it, even when you're the one getting torched. It's like getting punched by Muhammad Ali and asking for his autograph afterward.
There was actually a moment where, where Breanna Stewart was giving her a lot of space. She shoots it from the logo, she drills it, and right afterwards, I think all Breanna Stewart could do is kind of laugh about it. I actually loved that moment.
But this wasn't just one magical moment in isolation. Clark was operating on a different plane that night, dropping 32 points like she was playing against traffic cones. She hit 7 3-pointers, tying her career high, and did it all while coming back from a 3-week layoff. The woman scored 14 points in the first quarter alone, including those 3 consecutive logo threes in 38 seconds that had the crowd ready to storm the court and carry her to the governor's mansion. The energy in Gainbridge Fieldhouse was electric, and we're talking about a building that had hosted NBA Finals Game 4 just 15 hours earlier. This was the 3rd sellout in 6 games for the Fever this season, and you could feel why. Every time Clark touched the ball, 17,274 people held their breath like they were watching a high-wire act without a net. When she hit those 3 straight bombs to end the first quarter, the place erupted like a volcano.
Mind you, she hasn't played WNBA basketball like 3-4 weeks. She's been out for a while. Came back today, no signs of rust. 32 points, 9 assists. Should have been 15, but once again, she hoops with bum. Knocked down 7 threes, tied a career high. And first game back, beat the best team in the league, defending champ Liberty.
While Clark was out there putting on a show, something else was happening that had Stewart and everyone else scratching their heads. The free throw disparity in this game was absolutely wild. The Liberty shot 32 free throws. The Fever, 15. That's not a disparity. That's a mathematical impossibility if you're calling the game fairly. Think about this for a second. You've got Indiana driving to the rim constantly, playing aggressive basketball, attacking the basket, and somehow they're getting half the free throw attempts of their opponents? Stewart, in what appeared to be an unguarded moment, let slip something that sent shockwaves through the basketball community. The suggestion that there might be some kind of agenda against the Indiana Fever, specifically when Clark is involved, suddenly didn't sound so far-fetched. Fans have been noticing this pattern all season. Clark gets hammered at the rim, no call. She gets grabbed, pushed, held, nothing. Meanwhile, the opposing team gets whistles for breathing too hard near their opponents. Indiana drives to the rim and shoots at the rim more than most teams and gets very few free throws. It's insane.
We are now 10 games into the season and we have a long ways to go. But, there was a few games early on where we kind of squeaked out wins. We got away with some things and we ended up with the win. And
over the previous 4 games before Clark's return, the Indiana Fever had been outshot at the free throw line by a staggering 31 attempts. Coach Stephanie White had been vocal about this disparity, calling it egregious and disrespectful. She pointed out that her team wasn't just chucking threes from the parking lot, they were attacking the rim, driving hard, and somehow not getting the same calls as their opponents. The Liberty came into this game having shot 17 more free throws than the Fever in their previous matchup, where they escaped with a narrow 90-88 victory. In that game, there were several controversial no calls in the final seconds, including what appeared to be a clear foul on Clark that went uncalled. The Fever had built an 80-68 lead with 9 minutes left, only to watch the Liberty claw back with the help of some generous officiating.
Man, when she said that, all I could think about was the flop that Sabrina had laying the ball up against Lexi. I was like, yeah, you got away with some things. You had some of those special whistles going on. I'm like, hey, hold on now. Did she just admit that she had some special things going on around the clutch time of the games?
But here's the beautiful irony of Saturday night's game. Despite all the previous controversies, despite the whistle discrepancies, despite everything that had been building up, the Fever went out and won decisively. They didn't just squeak by, they dominated, 102-88. They set a franchise record with 17 three-pointers on 35 attempts, shooting nearly 49% from beyond the arc. It was like they decided to win so convincingly that even the most biased officiating couldn't change the outcome. The anticipation for Clark's return had been building for weeks. Ticket prices fluctuated wildly, initially selling for as low as $22 when her status was uncertain, then skyrocketing back up when the team announced she would play. The cheapest tickets available on game day were still around $52, and the arena sold out anyway. People weren't just buying tickets, they were investing in a moment, a memory, a chance to witness something special.
Would you look at that? Caitlin Clark putting another game together that proves that she is the reason why people are watching the WNBA, and definitely not because of Angel Reese. In her very first game back from injury, she puts up 32, 8, and 9. Okay? Super close to a triple-double on over 50% shooting from the field and 50% shooting from the three-point line. And not only did she have a great performance, but she also led her team to a 14-point victory, so not even a close game, against a team that was previously undefeated and arguably the best team in the WNBA on her first game back.
And boy, did they get their money's worth. Clark didn't just return, she announced her presence with authority, like she was reminding everyone exactly why the league's viewership craters whenever she's not on the court. Her 25 first-half points were the third most in a single half in Fever franchise history. Stewart, to her credit, handled the whole situation with the grace of a true champion. Rather than making excuses or complaining about getting shown up, she acknowledged Clark's brilliance. The viral moment between Clark and Stewart represents a shift in how established stars view Clark. Not as a threat to be diminished, but as a talent to be respected. Stewart's laugh wasn't just amusement, it was acknowledgement. It was one superstar tipping her cap to another. Here's what makes Stewart's reaction so remarkable. She's operating on a completely different level than the chaos swirling around this league. While other players are on social media throwing subliminal shots and creating drama, Stewart is out here laughing with Clark after getting torched and appreciating greatness when she sees it. She's not out here posting cryptic tweets. She's not making this about her. She's not feeding into the narratives that have poisoned so much of the discourse around Clark's career. She's just being a professional. But when it comes to the officiating, that's where Stewart apparently draws the line. Because even she can't pretend that what's happening with these referees is normal.
The fact that she came out and said, we got away with some things. you gotta admit, man, it felt like she was talking about getting away with those whistles, those calls. I mean, come on, fam. Come on, fam. We saw what was going on. I mean, even in this game that happened today, they had, 30 shot attempts at the free throw line to 15 for the Indiana Fever. Come on, dog. We have to acknowledge it. All right.
The officials might continue to be a storyline. Stephanie White's complaints about free throw disparities aren't going away anytime soon. The league might have to address these concerns if they want to maintain credibility. But what Saturday night proved is that sometimes talent is so overwhelming, so undeniable, that it transcends whatever controversies might be swirling around it. Breanna Stewart's reaction to getting torched by Clark wasn't just good sportsmanship, it was recognition of something special. In that moment of shared laughter, both players understood they were part of something bigger than individual statistics or team records. They were participating in the kind of basketball moment that makes people fall in love with the game.
Alright, hey, let's change the WNBA logo. To Caitlin Clark. I know people talk about trying to change the NBA logo. That doesn't make sense because it's Jerry West. Fam, I don't care who this lady is right here. Caitlin Clark is already better than her. Change the WNBA logo to Caitlin Clark when she retires, man. For real.
However, Clark's return proved that she's not just a flash in the pan or a marketing gimmick. She's a legitimate game changer who can go toe-to-toe with the best players in the world and make them respect her game. The way she took over against the undefeated Liberty, fresh off a 3-week layoff, was nothing short of remarkable. Clark's return wasn't just about one player coming back from injury, it was about the entire league remembering why she matters, why viewership drops when she's gone, and why arenas sell out when she plays. The numbers don't lie. 55% viewership drop during her absence, followed by a packed house and record-breaking performance on her return. She's not just playing basketball, she's moving the needle for an entire sport. The 2025 WNBA season just got a whole lot more interesting, and if Saturday night was any indication, we're in for one hell of a ride.